Earlier tonight, Colorado State with a huge come-from-behind 4-point victory over NC State. Fans are loving it. Now, during the game, Fran, you talked about what head coach Niko Medved needed to tell his team after that awful first half. Well, after the game, we found out what sparked the comeback. We've got head coach for Colorado State, Niko Medved.
We shot the ball really poorly in the first half, but I just thought kind of our body language, we looked a little frustrated, and I didn't think our pace on offense was very good. We were a little bit on our heels, and I just thought we came out in the second half and really were a lot more aggressive. We were on our toes. We were attacking more. We were more aggressive.
You see the numbers. First half shooting under 30%. Second half 60% from the field. Also for NC State, DJ Funderburk had 12 points. 11 in that first half. Colorado State moves on to the semis. They'll face the winner of Memphis-Boise State going on right now on ESPN. Mississippi State will face the winner of our matchup right here, Western Kentucky against Louisiana Tech. What's up? Welcome back. John Trippin alongside Fran Fraschilla. All right, Fran, if you like old school basketball, we got a couple big guys for each team who like to back them down and pound it in the paint.
If you're in Dallas, in the area, they're not earthquake tremors. It's Charles Bassey from Western Kentucky and Junior Lofton in the paint tonight for Louisiana Tech. Charles Bassey, a consensus All-American this year, Player of the Year in Conference USA. And Kenny Lofton Jr., he goes by Junior, and take a look at that frame. He gets it done in the paint at about 6'7", and I'm going to take a guess here. I'll say 250.
Hey, I don't know, but he can use his weight effectively, and I can't wait. We are underway here in the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas. Our officials, Darren George, Edwin Young, R.B. Clyburn, and Western Kentucky wearing the home white. We'll start with the first possession of the ballgame.
And this is the rubber match of 3 games played in Conference USA this year. They split at Western Kentucky. Both games played there.
How about Conference USA? Nice postseason for, they had an impressive season. A lot of teams vying for that title.
There's the matchup we want. Quick double team by Western Kentucky.
Lofton had it poked away. So Maury Archibald now kicking around the corner. Crawford with the jumper. Take a look at our starting 5 for Western Kentucky, as that was silky smooth by Jordan Rawls. Anderson, Hollingsworth, McKnight, and Bassey. No Carson Williams, who's getting ready for the NFL draft. More on that a little later.
Yeah, he was their other power player inside, the transfer from Northern Kentucky. So this is we basically got 8 guards out here, 2 big men.
Louisiana Tech, Lofton trying to clean up the mess inside, and he's going to get called with a travel.
Let's go back and watch how physical this first half may be. Take a look at the big fellas right there. And they're going to bang early. Oh, yeah. It's going to be that kind of game inside. Rick Stansbury told us without Carson Williams, they'll actually be more of a downhill driving team with more space with 4 perimeter guys.
See Lofton laying on Bassey. Bassey now sets the high ball screen. Rawls from downtown. And Western Kentucky has an early 5-0 lead.
Yeah, the sophomore from Chattanooga has come off the bench much of this year, but he is a scorer. He can really put the ball in the basket. You've seen that early.
Starting to look like the first game we had where NC State went off to the big lead, and now Louisiana Tech gets on the board with Amari Archibald.
This league was so strong this year. North Texas finished in the middle of the pack, upper middle, and ended up in the NCAA tournament.
And that's what Louisiana Tech wants to do. They're going to force Western Kentucky to become shooters, and Lofton, the other end, with the and one.
How about Kenny Lofton Jr. getting up and down the court right there? Watch him now. He's on the left of your screen. Great catch, good hands, finishes with the offhand. Nice job. Freshman from Port Arthur, Texas, about 4 hours from Ruston.
Now, I know he's only a freshman, but who does he remind you of, maybe NBA-wise?
Oh, man. Well, I would have said back in college, Charles Barkley, the meat hook who played at Florida, Demetri Hill, went to the 1994 Final Four with Lon Kruger's Gators. Congratulations to Lon Kruger, announced his retirement today. Great career, took 5 teams to the NCAA tournament. There was a guy back in the day at Texas by the name of Ron Baxter, who he's also very reminiscent of.
The Conference USA Freshman of the Year, Rawls.
This kid.
He's got it going.
Yep.
2 3-balls for Rawls. He's got all the points for Western Kentucky. He's got 8.
This young man, in a win over Alabama in Tuscaloosa, Alabama with a great season, SEC champs, Jordan Rawls had 20 off the bench.
Well, you see what they want to do early on. Lofton with the left, no good. Hollingsworth, full head of steam. Nobody stops him. Bassey, no good on the follow. Here comes Louisiana Tech, 2-on-1 with the breakout. And Caleb Ledoux rejected by the rim, but Jacoby Pemberton cleans it up.
He is probably the toughest. They've got a tough group of guys on this team, and he's tough.
Bassey
words out.
with a strong rebound. Lofton pokes it away. I gotta say, I love this pace back and forth early on. Head coach for Western Kentucky, Rick Stansbury, told us Carson Williams came to him. He said, I want to get ready for the NFL draft. And Coach Stansbury said, look, I understand that's the best for your future. He said, I could have asked him to stay and play in the NIT, but he is the ultimate team guy. We want what's best for him.
Well, he's got some pro workouts coming up, and this gave him a head start for sure.
Off hand with the push off. Pemberton gets some space. They'll kick it around the perimeter. Caleb Ledoux rattles in a 3.
That's another guy that can, much like Rawls for Western Kentucky, that can go get buckets.
I know the first game we had tonight was awesome, but this one has the makings of it could be even better. Backdoor cut is Hollingsworth. They missed him early, but he composed themselves, tied this game up at 10.
Yeah, Tavion's had an amazing career. Former Mr. Kentucky basketball. He was on that team at Western Kentucky that went to the NIT semifinals a couple years ago. He was a freshman. Look at this.
Crawford back, but there's Bassey with the rejection. You see why NBA scouts just love this kid, Bassey. And an offensive foul.
Well, Bassey picks up the charge, but early on, he's done a little bit of everything so far. Young man from Nigeria, came here when he was 14, learning the game. Oh, he knows the game, and he knows how to get it done. Take a look. Get out of here with that stuff.
The ninth, that's when both these teams played against each other. Western Kentucky won the first one. Louisiana Tech came back the next night, won the second game. And let's see, the winner of this one will go on to the semis to face off against Mississippi State, who took down Richmond earlier. Last time Louisiana Tech made it to the semis, 1986. Head coach Eric Conkle in his 6th season. They had to come back in the opening round to beat Ole Miss. And what is it like as a coach facing a team for the 3rd time in a season?
Well, the unique thing about this season is they played those games in early January because they wanted to get the games in. So both games were played at Western Kentucky. And that's 2 months ago, John, 2.5 months ago. These teams are familiar with each other, but that's a long time ago. So I don't think it matters much. I think we're going to be in for competitive games simply because the league was so good this year.
Rawls has just been everywhere. He's got 10 points. The rest of the team for Western Kentucky is 1 of 7 from the field.
Well, much like Caleb Ledoux, both of those guys usually come off the bench, but they've been electric so far. Watch this guy. I saw him at West Virginia.
Another big guy, Andrew Gordon with the turn and the baby hook.
He had a monster first game against Charles Bassey when they met up in Bowling Green. He's from Florida. He spent a year with Bob Huggins. They were so loaded up front with Shebway and Derek Culver that he decided to transfer.
You got to get a hand in his face. Rawls off the mark, but he was open.
Hey, Andrew Gordon goes about 6'10", 265.
To the bucket, a lot of contact. They do call it and one for Caleb Ledoux.
Well, we keep seeing that PhD stuff I'm talking about. Watch Gordon now. Andrew Gordon came to basketball late as a high school senior. And then Caleb Ledoux, who much like Jordan Rawls early in this game, is giving Eric Conkle great offense. Normally off the bench, but now a starter. By the way, Eric Conkle's done a great job here. He replaced Michael White, who went on to Florida. And Eric, of course, spent time 11 years with Jim Larinaga at George Mason in Miami. So he's been well schooled and doing a terrific job.
Had to deal with some setback. His point guard, Kobe Williams, broke his left hand. You see it's taped up right now. He's in the game, but he's clearly not 100%.
I'd force him to his left. I don't know about you.
Anderson was inside, poked away. 6 on the shot clock. And too much contact as Tavion Hollingsworth went to the rack.
Yeah, Kobe Williams out of Dallas. He's from a great program. Dallas Kimball. Take a look at that left hand. He broke it. He played in the last game against Ole Miss.
Shot the ball well, too.
He did.
I was impressed.
Yeah. Well, he's a fighter, man. This kid is a fighter. He was not really highly recruited. He's got great people around him, great coaches at Kimball, and just love his feistiness.
Look at that denial on the entry. Western Kentucky still has it, though. Asawe from downtown didn't graze anything. Hollingsworth at the horn. And here's Kobe Williams coming out of the pack. With the broken left hand, he puts it up.
Yeah, he missed it with the left hand, unfortunately. And he knows it too, but great job at getting to the basket.
How do you play with a broken hand? That kid's got some heart.
Toughness. It's all about toughness.
And a turnover. Louisiana Tech ball.
Take a look on the better point guards in Conference USA. It's hard to finish a left-handed layup with that thing
It's
on
got to
it.
be, right? I mean,
Yep.
Look how thickly it's wrapped. Louisiana Tech 17-12 lead, under 13 minutes to play in this first half. Winner moves on to the semifinals here in the NIT.
Both big guys have been pretty quiet so far.
You see Lofton calling for it. He's going up against Bassey. They're banging and offensive foul. I don't know. That could have gone the other way.
Well, Darren George felt he displaced the defender. And I'd have liked to seen Bassey at least flop and fall down on this, but take a look, watch. Yeah, you know, by rule, he displaces him. But I don't know. I think you got to let the big guys bang inside a little bit.
As Lofton went to the other end of the court, he was a little ginger, stretched out his leg. Not sure if anything happened on that last battle down there with Bassey. Here's Bassey trying to establish post himself.
Yeah, I hope these two guys don't get in foul trouble.
Good strip and a back-to-back turnovers now for Western Kentucky.
I'll tell you, John, when I look at this league this year, when you talk about Conference USA, I mentioned North Texas, who wound up, having a sensational NCAA tournament. But you look at Western Kentucky, La Tech, Old Dominion, Marshall, UAB. This is the hardest mid-major league in the country to get that second bid out of. These teams are all so good.
And there's Kobe Williams playing with one hand, kind of took his eye off of it, and that one's going to go out of bounds. Louisiana Tech with an early 5-point lead. Let's see who's going to punch their ticket to the semis. To you by Can-Am. We're in Frisco, Texas, inside the Comerica Center. John Schriffen alongside Fran Fraschilla. Louisiana Tech up 17-12. Jordan Rawls has got 10 points early on, but it's the battle of the big man. Let's see what happened with Lofton.
Yeah, watch the knees right there. See those knees bang? As Lofton charges into Bassey. But they bang knees, so Junior comes up a little bit limping. Right now he's asking Darren George, is that really a charge? don't I have to knock the guy over? I mean, I am about 225, 230.
Is he losing weight throughout the game? Because I thought you said earlier 250 plus.
Well, he's
Did he run off that much water weight?
I'm just being kind because he gets it done with that girth.
He is fun to watch.
He's girthy, there's no question.
So both Bassey and Lofton each have a foul apiece.
You know the interesting thing about Jordan Rawls, he played 51 minutes in those first 2 games when he scored the 8 points.
Isn't that something? He only had 8 points in both games combined. There's
Sweet.
Bassey with a nice move.
Now remember, both big guys have got to be a little bit concerned about picking up that second foul, and that time Bassey went right over the top of Junior Lofton right away.
Archibald from downtown. And it was all white jerseys around that rebound.
And Bassey's running too, and he's posting again. Hollingsworth saw, he needed to see him the first time.
Now he established, here comes the double, so Bassey will give it up. But from downtown, Frampton off the mark.
That's the guy you don't want to leave open when you double team the post.
Western Kentucky's got to knock down those shots if they want to win tonight. Archibald, whoa, no call there.
Watch the space, 4 out. Big fella setting the screen, he should pop or roll.
Lofton can't get that one to go. For more information, go to ncaa.com, your official online home for all 90 NCAA championships.
Yeah, second time in 3 possessions. Charles Bassey did his work early, and before Junior could get around him, he had already established great position.
Louisiana Tech in a bit of a scoring drought. No points over their last almost 3.5 minutes. Archibald, can he end it? No, Bassey gets the rebound.
And again, Rick Stansbury said without Carson Williams, they have better spacing. Not that they don't miss him, because they certainly do.
Look at that defense. Lofton's running the break now.
Oh, give it to him. Oh, Bassey was late, and they did not find Junior.
With the left and bumped, Kobe Williams is going to get fouled.
Let's watch Junior and Bassey working down low again. And you'll see Bassey gets early position. Keep working, keep working. And watch him, keep working, keep working. There you go. That's what you call doing your work early and doing your work late as well.
If you're Lofton, how do you get him off that block once he's established?
Got to beat him to the spot before he gets there. You know Bassey's going to end up on the low block every chance he can tonight, so you got to beat him to that spot. That's why we used to tell our big guys, do your work early.
Skip pass cross court. Pemberton in the lane. Can't get that one to go. There is a rim on the lid right now for Louisiana Tech. Oh! Hollingsworth is trying to get on a highlight reel with that one.
Open court.
Pemberton is hacked, and he will go to the line.
Good job by Ledoux right there. As soon as he caught it, he looked up, saw he had a 2-on-1, and nice pass to Jacoby Pemberton. And another one of those great Dallas high school programs, Lancaster. You know, Eric Kunkel told us yesterday, and I think this is a great point, John, living in this area, they put a circle around Ruston, a 5-hour radius, and that means Houston, that means New Orleans, that means Dallas, Fort Worth. And if you look at their roster, they are tailor-made for mid-major kids. You know, when you look at this team out here, you got a bunch of kids who get overlooked by the SEC or Big 12, become really good Conference USA players.
You know, we talk about regions around the country. Guys in New York are known a certain style. Guys in Chicago. What is this area in Texas known for?
Well, Texas particularly has gotten better and better with its coaching through the years, but they've always had athletic kids. And a lot of the guys you watch playing tonight for Louisiana Tech, they might have been football players in the old days. You know what I mean? Because football is such a big part of the state. But in the last 10 or 15 years, high school basketball particularly has exploded. And these kids are tailor-made for a school like Louisiana Tech. Athletic, tough, sometimes undersized, but give you great effort.
Bulldogs with a full court press. Western Kentucky breaks it. Anderson. He can put on a highlight reel too. That kid can fly. Good block at the rim by Isaiah Cozart. They need big minutes out of him as Cozart with the wall of defense for the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, that's a really good sign because he did not play much this year.
Hollingsworth in close, and it's now a 1-point lead.
Well, Tavion Hollingsworth, he's heading towards 2,000 points. He's up around 1,900. I don't know if he'll get to 2,000, but he's had a remarkable career.
It's been 5 minutes since the Bulldogs scored a field goal. And a travel on Isaiah Crawford.
Let's watch right here. Watch this downhill, split that defense, and then a slick little bounce pass off the corner cut for a basket.
As we approach 8 minutes to play here in this first half, Louisiana Tech up by 1. Rawls had the hot hand early. Dishes it in the corner, and that is money. Luke Frampton.
Yeah, you do not want to leave Luke Frampton open. That time, because of the pick and roll, the defender on Frampton had to tag the big guy rolling. A great look to the opposite side.
A 9-2 run is ended there by Archibald. This scoring drought by Louisiana Tech, is that because they're missing shots, or is it really just better defense?
I think it's a little bit of both, but you'll see both of these teams go on offensive runs. This is somewhat identical to the first half of that first game. Both of these teams are getting their feet wet.
Here's the break by Louisiana Tech. Ledoux.
Yep. Sit tight, John. We'll get some offense going, okay? Sit tight. Don't get impatient.
We had such a good game the first one. This one,
well,
Ledoux is now 4 of 5 from the field, 3 of 3 from downtown, and an offensive foul on Frampton. Louisiana Tech with a 3-point lead, under 7 to play here in this first half.
Let's watch Luke Frampton, a shooter. Watch him get open. Jacoby Pemberton on the pick and roll is going to cheat in on the roller. He thinks the big guy, his man needs help. He helps in too much. And Luke Frampton, who can really shoot the basketball, former Polka Dot. Did you hear what I said? He's from Polka, West Virginia. The nickname is the Dots. The Polka Dots. He just knocked down a 3.
There you go. Louisiana Tech with a 3-point lead. They started this game red hot, 7 of 11 from the floor, since just 2 of 11.
I'd like to see Andrew Gordon get that ball inside a little bit.
I'll
take that. Yep.
Have some. 6-point lead now for the Bulldogs.
That man was a Mr. Florida football finalist at one point. Speaking of the toughness we talked about with this Bulldog team.
We talked about the runs we're going to have throughout this game. It's now an 8-0 run for Louisiana Tech.
Oh, they'll get it going. Remember, these teams, they've played each other twice, so even though it's been a couple months, they know each other well. This is neighborhood stuff.
Rawls with the alley-oop to Bassie.
Charles did a really good job of staying behind his man and allowing him to help up, and Rawls found him.
Rawls has really been the player of the game so far for Western Kentucky.
I'd throw it at, see, I would get the ball to Andrew Gordon. Bassie had a lot of trouble with him in those first 2 games.
You see Archibald lining up a 3.
Great
Outlet
job.
Pass to Bassie and rejected. Gordon said, get that mess out of here.
I want to tell you something. That was a great play by both big men. Charles Bassie was that unknown runner we talked about. He ran like he wasn't sure he was going to get it. But watch Andrew Gordon. Stayed with it. A little LeBron-esque right there. Terrific hustle by both big men.
What an effort play by Gordon to run down Bassie from behind.
And give Charles Bassie credit for running the floor. He can shoot that.
Let's see, from downtown. I think Louisiana Tech will live with that shot.
I think they will. He shot that this year, not at a high rate.
Lofted, you heard him calling for it. He wants to go one-on-one against Bassey. He's going to back him down. The big guys with the left off back iron.
Yeah, I never thought he got his eyes on the rim on that shot.
Anderson, he'll knock down a triple.
Well, Josh Anderson and Tavion Hollingsworth have been in so many big games as seniors.
Back and forth we go. Under 5 minutes to play here in this first half. Louisiana Tech with a 1-point lead. Ledoux off the mark.
Throw it in.
They're looking.
Throw it.
They're looking.
He needed it. He had the angle. Got to throw it away from the defender to Bassey's target hand.
Frampton drives baseline, and he will draw the foul on Crawford. The NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Sweet 16 begins Saturday on CBS and TBS, or stream games on the March Madness Live app from anywhere. For more information on game times and networks, go to ncaa.com.
This is a young man that started his career at Davidson. He made 100 threes as a freshman for Bob McKillop, who knows something about three-point shooting, as he coached Steph Curry, but decided to come home and found a place in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
So Western Kentucky retakes the lead with 4:23 to play here in this first. They're on a 7-0 run.
Basically, you got 8 guards out there.
And Frampton comes away with the strip.
Nice. No,
oh, Anderson tried to cuff it, but he didn't have a good grip. Christian now can't make him pay.
Now, if it's me, I'm playing through these two big guys. I think you got to try to get a second foul on Junior Lofted.
We got Bassey all the way at the three-point line. There he is trying to set the high ball screen with Hollingsworth. 6 on the shot clock. Hollingsworth, step back three, bucket.
He's done that over almost 1,900 times in his career. Young man from Lexington. He and Anderson have been mainstays for Rick Stansberry.
The Western Kentucky fans who made the trip here to the Comerica Center, they are on their feet. How about Kobe Williams with the I love this kid's effort. The fact that he can shoot with a broken hand. Go get it, Kobe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we told you this was a bunch of junkyard dogs out here tonight, and that's how this conference is. A lot of undersized guys, a lot of guys getting their second chance, or maybe not getting a chance at the highest level. You know, this is a Louisiana Tech team that knocked off Ole Miss.
Ledoux with a step back, and he stares into the crowd. Woo, buddy. He leads all scorers with 14. You know you're feeling it when you're looking into the rafters. Rawls, can he answer? Look at Bassey, double teamed on the rebound, but somehow keeps it alive, and it's going to stay here with the Hilltoppers.
Let's take a look at some good footwork here by Caleb Ledoux. Want to see a step back? That's how you do it. Other end, Josh Anderson trying with the highlights. He tries to cup it, but his cup did not runneth over. Hey, you know, Seth, there's nothing worse than that championship game of a mid-major league. The pressure's enormous. It didn't go their way. Heartbroken, but John Schriffen, you know we have tonight in both games, kids that want to play.
That's right.
They are competing, and give those coaches both a lot of credit. These teams, this is a fun game. I mean, This is fun.
Look at that passing by Lofton to get Xavier Christian involved from downtown.
Hey, that first game up in North Texas, Mississippi State. That late basket by DJ Stewart. We got a barn burner up in North Texas right now.
Seemed like Western Kentucky just went on a run. Now Louisiana Tech answers it with a 9-0 run here. Anderson from deep. There's our guy, Kobe Williams, with his nose around the rim for the rebound.
Good kick out.
Five-point lead under a minute to play here at the Comerica Center. There's a turnover. Louisiana Tech trying to close this half out strong. They're daring Crawford to shoot, but he's going to kick it inside to his big man. Lofton versus Bassey. Bassey versus Lofton. Lofton, kick out. 6 on the shot clock. Kobe Williams. Woo!
Bingo! Wow. The one-arm bandit from Dallas. Kobe Williams. It doesn't matter how many bandages he has on that hand. He's here to play. That box out, perfectly done by Kenny Lofton Jr. And of course at the other end, Kobe Williams with a huge three-pointer.
Shot clock is off for Western Kentucky. 20 seconds to play here in this first half. It's been all Louisiana Tech down the stretch here. 8-point lead. Rawls with the ball in his hand. He's been the man for the Hilltoppers. Anderson, jump shot, off the mark. And Ledoux at the horn. That's how the half ends. Louisiana Tech. It's been a game of runs. Western Kentucky had a 10-0 run, followed up Louisiana Tech with a 12-0 run. And they finished with a 8-point lead at half. Now let's send it to our guys, Kevin Connor, Seth Greenberg, and Sean Fornham in the studio. This is to the semifinals of the NIT. Louisiana Tech with an 8-point lead over Western Kentucky. John Schriffen alongside Fran Fraschilla. And Fran, we have talked about this is the battle of the Titans. They have battled, but not as much production as we thought.
Oh yeah, now they're going to war, and there's no question. Each of these guys, luckily, has not picked up any fouls, or at least they're not in foul trouble. But you see Kenny Lofton Jr. taking the charge, but that's not where the action's been tonight. For Louisiana Tech, it's been behind the arc. 8 of 12 from deep. Caleb Ledoux, hot early, knocking him down. Great step back move, and then Kobe Williams. Young man playing with a broken right finger. Hasn't stopped him from knocking down shots, and that has been the difference so far for the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech.
I don't know, Kobe Williams might be my new favorite player. Dude's playing with one hand. He's knocked down 2 3-pointers. This is the biggest, the highest scoring half that Louisiana Tech has had against Western Kentucky so far this season. What do the Hilltoppers have to do to slow down the Bulldogs' offense?
Well, I think, first of all, they got to get the ball inside to Charles Bassey more. Let him go to work. And then I think you got to make those perimeter guys who are making shots drivers into the shot blocker. Take them away from the three-point line, make them drive, and see if they can finish over big Charles Bassey.
Louisiana Tech will start with the ball here as we start the second half. Look at our first half summary. 4 ties, 5 lead changes. It was a game of runs. And Lofton will kick off the scoring here in the second half.
I like that. Only a second field goal. Really good patience by the freshman. Took his time. Now can the Hilltoppers get the ball into their big guy?
Louisiana Tech with their largest lead of the ball game at 10 right now.
You know what I like about these guys? They're not fouling each other. And I'm going to tell you, Junior Lofton, he's like a dancing bear out there. He has great feet.
Hollingsworth with the jumper, rattles around, can't go down. Bassi
Look
trying
at
to keep
Junior.
it alive. Look at that fight. And eventually the refs were going to call, they're going to call that on Lofton, actually, even though he was the one on the floor.
I tell you, Junior was, again, light on his feet, tipping that ball to himself. Let's watch. Watch him move his feet right now. Tries to get the block out. There's one jump. There's another jump. There's another jump. And
that looks like a just good battle.
That's just to me, incidental contact.
Now that's the second foul on Lofton. Hilltoppers, good ball movement. Rawls with an alley-oop to Bassi, who throws it down.
Well, what he did was he froze Junior, who should have retreated to Lofton and make Rawls hit a floater. Instead, he cheated up, and that allowed Bassi to get free on the baseline.
Crawford picks up his dribble, so he needs to get some help. Archibald with the floater. Look at Lofton trying to keep it alive, and he grabs it. There were two white jerseys around that ball, and Kenneth Lofton Jr. was the one who came away with it. Under 10 on the shot clock for Louisiana Tech. Crawford.
Again, if I'm the Hilltoppers, I try to get this ball inside. And you don't have to throw it into Bassi. You can drive it as well with that 4-out spacing. There you go.
McKnight goes baseline and throws away the errant pass. Turnover.
Let's go back and watch this now. Watch Junior come up. He's frozen. Bassi gets behind him. And you can't give up the baseline if you're the big fella, Junior Lofton, right there. I like Andrew Gordon coming in a game right now because I always felt big guys have a tendency to foul in pairs. They get a couple quick ones. They get a little frustrated. So they got Junior out with 2. And of course, Andrew Gordon has had good success this year against Charles Bassi.
Well, Lofton had a knee-to-knee earlier in the game against Bassi. And as he goes down to the bench, he's talking to the medical staff as he rubs his knee. Pemberton off the mark. 8-point lead for Louisiana Tech. Look at Bassi directing traffic.
Yeah, they play that 5-out with him out there.
Now he sets the high ball screen and now gets it into the post. Going up against Gordon.
He doesn't want Gordon.
Over the back, they could have called him for a foul there, but no call. Hollingsworth off the mark. And it's going to stay here. So let's take a look back at the first half. Lofton was banging with Bassi, and they collided knees there. And when he came out at half, you can see they were applying something to that knee. Now back to real time, you can see Lofton still has his hand on that knee. Might still be bothering him.
Well, Eric Kunkel luckily has Andrew Gordon, who goes, as I mentioned, 6'10", 6'11", about 260. From Clearwater, Florida. Didn't play basketball till his senior year.
Bassi from the outside, you said he could knock those down.
Yep. Not at a high rate, 30%, but just enough maybe to keep the Bulldogs honest.
Archibald can't get it to go, but he does draw the foul.
Remember I lied. Junior Lofton's not 230.
I don't know what his weight is anymore. Every time you say the weight is going all over the place.
I'll tell you, but he's a dancing bear. He's light on his feet.
I hope he's healthy because he has been fun to watch out here tonight.
You could see Coach Conkle told us he was really excited about a young man from 4 hours away, Port Arthur, Texas, Memorial High School. You talk about athletes. How about Jimmy Johnson, great football coach? You're too young to remember Joe Washington at the University of Oklahoma. He was a great running back, almost a Heisman Trophy winner. But Port Arthur, Texas, great athletes.
It just got so quiet in here. Archibald, you can tell a lot of Louisiana Tech fans in the house here at Comerica Center.
With the pressure.
As the Bulldogs back to a 7-point lead.
The token pressure right there. Well, Gordon and Bassey are mixing it up a little bit.
McKnight goes over the Bassey screen. He'll take a jumper right inside the three-point line. That's a 2.
What I didn't like about that shot, and he's only 4 for 21 from 3 this year, Davion McKnight, is that he shot a long 2, and if he had his feet educated, that would have been 3 points. Gotta educate your feet.
Up top to Ledoux, and that one is blocked by Hollinsworth.
That was a great play by Hollinsworth.
Rawls the other way, off the mark. Bassey trying to keep it alive, and he does.
Well, he's working Andrew Gordon right now, because Gordon, unlike Junior Lofton, is not blocking him out.
And a block on Gordon as Rawls gets into the paint.
Young man, you're going to be a terrific player. But educate those feet. We need 3 on this, not 2. Come on.
Saturday, first game is a battle of the superstar freshmen. Caitlin Clark leads Iowa against Paige Beckers and UConn. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Then it's Michigan-Baylor. And then later on ESPN2, Indiana takes on NC State, followed by Arizona against Texas A&M. All games are also available on the ESPN app.
Comerica has done a great job at Michigan. She did a great job, John, at St. John's, and she's got the Wolverines. You talk about basketball, renaissance at Michigan, Juwan Howard, Kim Barnes-Arico, tremendous.
Talk about freshman phenoms. Look at that, Clark and Beckers. That's gonna be a goodie. So the lead is now down to 3 for Louisiana Tech. The Bulldogs made their first shot coming out here in the second half ever since. They're 0 of 4 from the field.
I'll tell you, a guy who hasn't gotten it going yet is Isaiah Crawford. 12 points a game. There he is with the ball. Throw it in there.
Looking inside. That's Gordon going up against Bassey. Gordon with a hook shot. That's pretty.
He makes Bassey look small. He did this to Bassey in the first meeting. I think Andrew went 6 for 6, but he made Bassey disappear that time because he's a huge guy.
A lot of people talk about Bassey's pro potential. You are an NBA draft expert. What do you think?
He's got work to do. I don't see him as a first-round pick. His game right now is not conducive to the NBA mobile big guys.
Outside shot by Jordan Rawls.
How good a night has he had? He had, John, in the 2 meetings back in January, he had 8 points in 51 minutes. Completely different tonight.
He's got 15 tonight, 3 of 5 from downtown.
This guy, I'd like to see him get going. I mentioned really important cog to the Bulldogs, Isaiah Crawford.
Crawford going up against Anderson. He's going to settle for a deep 3, and that rattles in. Tough shot, but it goes for Crawford.
He's critical now. He shot, even though he plays with toughness, he's a guy that can make those shots really good. He's really a multi-skilled guy.
Hollinsworth, a little too handsy there for Caleb Ledoux. What an NIT we have seen. I mean, terrific games across the board. Memphis just won 3-point win over Boise State. They advanced to face Colorado State in the semifinals. Mississippi State with a 1-point win earlier against Richmond.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see Penny Hardaway's team, and Penny's team defensively is so rock solid. Love how hard the Tigers play.
All 3 games so far in this quarterfinal have been super close. You can just tell how bad all these teams want to keep their seasons alive in the postseason.
Look at that move.
Ledoux from downtown. This kid is wet. That's right. Stare down that bench.
Let me tell you, Isaiah Crawford came up with that loose ball, put it behind his back, and kicked it to the hot man.
Ledoux has 17 points. He is perfect. 5 of 5 from downtown. Oh, that is a little suspect. Bassi, that was a late call.
Let's get. Watch Caleb Ledoux now, and you don't think these kids are excited? Watch the behind-the-back move by Crawford. Ledoux's going to knock this down, and watch his teammates. This is late March. It's been a crazy year. You know, luckily for Louisiana Tech, they have not been hit hard at all by the COVID virus, but these kids are into it.
I mean, I've been calling games from home all season long, as have you. This is my first game in an arena in over a year. To get this kind of basketball, high-level basketball, we've got 25% capacity here inside Comerica Center. I mean, as a basketball junkie, I'm in heaven right now.
I can tell by your excitement it's the first game in over a year in the building. You don't hide that fact.
Oh, I can't hide it. As soon as I walked in, even though the arena was empty, I'm like, whoa, I'm home.
Yep.
So back into the game is Kenneth Lofton Jr. as Bassi goes to the bench.
Yeah, they've thrown 2 big guys at Bassi tonight with some effectiveness.
For more information, go to NCAA.com, your official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Crawford, nice. Spin move, nice. Got his man up and under.
Nicely
Can't
done.
Finish it, but he did draw the foul on Josh Anderson.
We mentioned how quiet Isaiah Crawford has been tonight. You know, as I watch this team on tape and try to get ready for this game, he might be their most important player. Lofton, freshman of the year, Kobe Williams, outstanding, but this kid gives you a little bit of everything. The toughness, scoring, defense, handling. Another one of those kids out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you know anything about North Crowley High School, Tommy Brakel over there, the coach, is phenomenal. Long-time, great coach. Missed both?
Missed them both.
Yep.
So the lead stays at 7 for Louisiana Tech, and then he commits the foul.
Yep. Coach Kunkel does something interesting, John, you don't see a lot. They press off of missed free throws. They did it right there, and then Isaiah Crawford was a little over-exuberant, and that's a 16 foul.
So Louisiana Tech has 16 fouls, Western Kentucky only 2. I love listening to the sounds of the gym.
Yep.
Anderson from deep, that's off the mark. But Kozart, he's been getting some big minutes off the bench for Western Kentucky.
Well, they needed him.
What a box out by Lofton. Ledoux. And they're gonna say a foul on the floor.
And I think Josh Anderson got him from behind. I thought it was Josh. Ledoux is heading to the basket.
So for Anderson, that'll be his 3rd personal foul. And he's gonna stay in the game.
Anderson and Hollingsworth don't want to play their final games as Hilltoppers, although both of them can come back next year. Look at that position.
Oh, you can't stop him when he's that deep. Kenneth Lofton Jr.
He got Kozart on his back up the lane and created space, and you are not, to your point, going to get around him.
If you have not seen this young man play, learn that name because he is going to be a star. Skying for that rebound is Kobe Williams. Ledoux, step back, 3. That's his first missed 3 of the ball game. He's now 5 of 6 from downtown. Nine-point lead for Louisiana Tech. Hollingsworth, floater all alone. Short cut, it cannot connect. Archibald was trying to find Williams.
Let's take a look at Junior getting Cozart on his hip, and that is a big hip, let me tell you. Watch this post up. Great seal, scoring. These two teams, third meeting. They know each other. Oh yeah, sportsmanship. Competing, love it.
Arch Mikan, Tom McMillan, Tom Gola. I mean, the list just keeps going. This is an incredible tournament full of history.
My first NIT, 1972, Maryland. Tom McMillan and Lenny Elmore, Lefty Drizel, they win the NIT, and it was the beginning of that Maryland Renaissance. The left-hander, Lefty Drizel. As a native New Yorker, as are you, I spent many Aprils and Marches, I should say, at the NIT.
How about Ledoux? He's trying to make some history of his own. Tonight he is 5 of 6 for downtown. Inside Frampton.
Good post up out of the timeout. Good job to get Luke Frampton an easy one, usually known for his sharp shooting behind the arc.
Reminder, winner of this game plays Mississippi State in the semifinal.
That's nice. Oh, throw it in there.
Ledoux, contested three.
Oh,
it doesn't
shoot
matter.
Shoot it.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Don't worry about throwing it in.
That's a season high. It ties a season high 6 3-pointer on the night.
See, my coach point of view was like, throw it into the big guy. Nice shot. Good shot. Caleb.
Frampton into Bassey. Bassey can't finish.
Charles got to make that. That's too easy.
Lofton double team, no call, ton of contact as he just steamrolls over Luke Frampton.
I like the no call because Lofton turned, looked at Frampton, said, I don't think you're illegal, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this. I like the no call.
Listen to this crowd here at Comerica Center. Louisiana Tech fans are in the house here in Frisco, Texas. Into the big guy, Lofton, the lefty, banging with Bassey, kick out. And Archibald is called for a travel.
You want to see two big guys banging? Here we go. Take a look at, well, that's a good no call, in my opinion. Don't call that. Now, I thought you were going to give me Bassey and Lofton. I love the way they're connected.
I got to tell you, I know this is round 3 of this matchup.
Yeah.
I would pay to see round 4 and 5. I mean, this is just special. Can we get a 12-round fight here?
Bassey's likely headed to professional basketball. And Junior Lofton is likely to be headed to being an all-conference player.
People are going to know his name after tonight.
You know what? This Louisiana Tech team is, I call them junkyard dogs. They're all 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". Lofton maybe 6'6", but they are junkyard dogs. They're bulldogs.
And Ledoux, man, he's got that dog in him. Bassey rejects Lofton. 7 on the shot clock for the Bulldogs. Ledoux. And Frampton guarding a little too close is going to be called for the personal. That's 3 on Luke Frampton.
Kenny tried to finesse this up there, and Charles had nothing. He wanted nothing to do with that. See if they go at it again.
They're looking for him. There it is. This is like round 15 tonight between these two.
Good defense.
Bassey wins that battle.
Yep. Now, Hilltoppers got to get it going. Anderson and Hollingsworth at the table. Two guys coming in, two 1,000-point scorers. Hollingsworth getting close to 2,000.
So back-to-back turnovers for Louisiana Tech. That one is poked away by Williams, so it stays here with Western Kentucky.
Hey, Charles Bassey, he just had Lofton for 5 minutes. Now he's got Andrew Gordon.
It doesn't get any easier.
No.
I hope they got a big tub at the hotel where he can soak after this game, because he is putting in work. Rawls will inbound for the Hilltoppers. Takes the handoff, pulls the trigger. Bassey battling, keeps it alive. This kid is special. Frampton no good. Bassey keeps it alive again. And Rawls is going to be held on his way to the basket. Looked like they called that one on Kobe Williams. Bassey is just a beast tonight. His teammates trying to give him some help. Western Kentucky down by 10.
Colorado State was down by 3 at half against NC State. They were 1 of 15 from downtown at the half. They couldn't find anything, but in the second half, David Roddy to the rack. They got it going from the inside, and Colorado State went on to win 65-61 to advance to the semifinals.
And the closer, Isaiah Stevens, was outstanding, 18 points. They'll meet Memphis. And John, look at those scores. To your point, we talked about the competitiveness of the quarterfinals.
All 3 games decided by a total of 8 points.
That's awesome.
I mean, This is postseason basketball. You can't tell me these teams don't want to be here. They're trying to play to keep it alive.
Where were we last March 25th? I was at home in Dallas looking for a game to watch.
Under 8 minutes to play here at the Comerica Center. 10-point lead for Louisiana Tech. Ledoux has been the man. Oh, there's the discard and an offensive foul on Ledoux.
Luke Frampton has been causing some havoc on the defensive end for the Hilltoppers. Watch the offhand now by Caleb Ledoux. That's an easy call for Big 12 official Darren George to make right there.
Was it that hard of a push, though?
You know,
that was a good sell job.
He extended his arm.
He did indeed. I'll give him that.
Listen, I'm going to give you a hint.
Looked like he played at Manhattan College or something, just flopping around out there.
Do not be a referee.
Maybe he played for St. John's. I don't know.
There's 3 teams out there tonight, okay? There's 3 teams. There's Western Kentucky, there's Louisiana Tech, and there's these 3 great officials, okay? Now, John, I didn't feel this way when I was coaching at Manhattan College. I just want you to know that.
The officials are doing a fantastic job tonight. Darren George, Edwin Young, R.B. Clyburn. I was just saying Luke Frampton did a greater job at selling.
He did sell it, but you know what? Ledoux extended that arm. There was contact, so.
Fair enough. 9th team foul, 18th foul on Louisiana Tech. Bassey misses from the line.
Can't give those 3 points away. Little pressure right here off the miss. 3-quarter court. Whoa.
Dangerous pass. Whoa. Crawford, he had Amari Archibald right next to him, but he decided to go the tough route and threw it away.
Listen, if Bassey's not going to score inside, or they're going to really contain him with Gordon, then your 2 seniors, Hollingsworth and Anderson, have got to get the ball, and they've got to get downhill. We know Rawls can score, but they're not going to win this game with just Jordan Rawls putting points on the board.
Good defense by Kobe Williams on Hollingsworth. Into the big guy, Bassey.
Nice.
And there's the quick trigger in the paint.
You know what I liked about that? He threw Big Gordon off by going right up. There was no hesitation.
Now here's Gordon in the paint. A little slower move. And Bassey denied.
Oh!
But Archibald is there on the spot.
Boy, Charles Bassey almost got the second one.
Back up to a 9-point lead for the Bulldogs.
love the accountability of Louisiana Tech's defense. Not a lot of switching. They fight through screens, and they keep the ball in front of them.
Done a nice job on Rawls. Rawls had it going early, and now they're making him pass it and get it out of his hands. Under 6 minutes to play here in Frisco, Texas. Winner goes on to the semifinals, the NIT. Crawford with a full head of steam. And he threw that one out of bounds.
Hey, I want to teach you something. Bernard King, the master of the quick release, okay? We're celebrating basketball. Watch how quick this goes up. Boom! Bernard King, New York Knicks.
Of course I know that name. I'm a lifetime Knicks fan. I've struggled through all the pain. Come on now.
Did you like that move?
I love that.
Quick move?
You can't really defend that at his size with a quick release.
No.
That's special. Louisiana Tech now has 5 turnovers in the last 6 possessions.
There he goes. Got to finish that. He's getting the ball inside. He's just not as accurate as he needs to be.
Lofton with the left. Bassey denied him there. Hollingsworth floater is blocked by Williams, and
I'll tell you, from an officiating standpoint, I think there was contact. Okay. Now, hands part of the ball.
I would have to see that one.
I don't mind. Take a look. Watch this. It's a late whistle. But let me tell you something. See that arm? He gets him on the arm, and watch. There's definitely a foul there. But no. That's a foul.
All right. If we're back in Brooklyn, are you calling that in the park?
No, then you get
You
get your
kicked
butt
out. You
get your
get
butt
kicked out.
kicked. No, there's definitely contact here. But what I liked about this call was I never minded a late whistle. Boy, there wasn't much there.
Oh, Franny.
No, you don't. At Manhattan Beach, you never call that foul. You never call that.
You won't be allowed back.
Marine Park, no way. But I don't mind the late whistle if the official gets it right.
7-point lead, Williams. Can he answer with a 3 in and out? So Western Kentucky is just hanging around. They're still within striking distance, under 5 minutes to play.
I'll tell you, the Bulldogs have given them a chance to hang in this game. But they've got to string together a couple baskets.
There's a deep 3 by Rawls.
Okay.
Buckets.
How about this guy? Jordan Rawls, remember, he got 20 against Alabama, and Alabama is in the Sweet 16. So this is not new to this guy. Jordan Rawls letting it fly from deep. Oh, they love it in Chattanooga, his hometown.
First game is a battle of the superstar freshmen. Caitlin Clark leads Iowa against Paige Beckers in UConn at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's on ABC. Followed by this matchup, Michigan-Baylor. Later on ESPN2, Indiana takes on NC State, followed by Arizona against Texas A&M. All games are also available on the ESPN app.
Listen, that Michigan-Baylor matchup is going to have a couple upperclassmen superstars, Naz Hillman and Alyssa Smith. Naz Hillman, big-time player for Michigan. And Alyssa Smith, of course, one of the mainstays for Kim Mulkey's Lady Bears. Little pressure.
Louisiana Tech just 2 points in the last 5.5 minutes, but Western Kentucky only has been able to turn that into an 8-2 run. 4-point ball game as we approach 4 minutes to play here in the second half.
Oh, they posted. They tried to post the do-up.
Crawford loses his man. Jumper,
got
the roll.
Hey, good footwork by Isaiah Crawford right there. Good pivoting. We call that a stride step. 1-2, pivot away from the defense, good finish.
They're calling for everybody to get on their feet for all the Louisiana Tech fans in attendance here at the Comerica Center.
Say a lady texter. Kim Mulkey might be watching.
Ledoux, I mean, yes, that's a block.
Let's watch this footwork we talked about. Isaiah Crawford Fancy footwork, fundamentally sound. It's not Dancing with the Stars. It's just 2 points.
Capacity, this little youngster.
Wait a minute.
She got some moves.
Wait a minute. She's got a Louisiana
Hey.
Tech shirt on. There's a Baylor shirt next to her. And I mentioned Kim Mulkey before the break. One of the all-time great point guards in college basketball history. Now the coach at Baylor. That's a pretty good combination right there.
That's a great
La
combination.
Tech and Baylor right there, right before our eyes.
I am looking forward to that matchup. Michigan-Baylor. That's going to be a good one.
Tell you, if Kim Mulkey, she's probably watching because she's a basketball junkie. She's got to be impressed with the job that Eric Kunkel has done. Michael White did a great job. They had success. They didn't go to an NCAA tournament. I mentioned how hard it is out of this league, this competition. But Eric Kunkel, these kids play hard. They're junkyard dogs. They play under control. And they're trying to get to the NIT semifinals.
4-point game with 3:30 to play in the second half.
Oh, nice
Inside.
job.
What
Yep.
a seal by Jacoby Pemberton.
Great play out of the timeout, and how about that pass from Junior Lofton? Posted their guard, took the big guy away from the basket.
And look at that
Yep.
denial on the entry pass. He's not even on the court. He's running up on the sideline. This kid is something.
He's got great feet for his size. He really is nimble.
Kenneth Lofton Jr. Learn that name.
Look at that
You're going to
pass.
be hearing about him a lot. Pemberton, he's banging now. Throws up a wild shot.
Still 2-possession game. Need a great shot here if you're Western Kentucky. I would drive this.
You see Rick Stansbury calling out the play. Wants a little more movement out of his guys. Anderson, pull-up jumper inside 3-point line. That's a 2.
Yep. Good execution. They went to a horn set, pick and roll. They popped Anderson. Little pressure now.
Archibald brings it across the timeline.
Really good job of directing traffic by Eric Kunkel from the sideline.
2 minutes to play. Louisiana Tech on top by 4, and there's a steal. Anderson going the other way. He's got numbers if they want it. And Lofton, I thought he banged it off of Anderson's
You can
foot.
check this. I
think they're going to have to review that because initially it looked like that was off Western Kentucky.
Yeah. Under 2 minutes, Eric Kunkel gave the signal. Give me a review here. Take a look. Oh, it's off.
No.
I think it's off Kenny Lofton.
That's Lofton's foot.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great call.
Yep. Let's go back. Let's watch Kenny Lofton right here. Just a nice soft pass inside. Pemberton scores. And John, I told you this young guy's got great feet for a kid his size. Watch the denial on the post-up. Without fouling, gets his body away from Bassie, and then he decides to take the detour. It's a detour.
Oh, I love this kid.
Yeah.
He's growing on me. He really is.
You know what's fun? We'll watch him the next few years. We may not do many Louisiana Tech games, but we can say we saw him when he was a freshman.
That's right.
When he's an all-league player or the player of the year in the Conference USA, we could say, remember when he was a freshman in the NIT?
Well, here's the thing that's amazing about this. This is the third time both these teams are playing each
Yep.
other. The first 2 times, Lofton was a completely different player. I mean,
Yeah.
he's grown since those first 2 games. Rawls, kick out. Anderson thought about it. Now Frampton dips his shoulder, floater off the mark, rebound Louisiana Tech.
That was great D by Crawford. He stayed with Frampton, kept his body away from Frampton, and still challenged the shot.
Big possession for the Bulldogs right here. Up by 4, 1:20 to play. Stansbury says no foul, no foul. 8 on the shot clock.
Bulldogs have good free throw shooters out there for the most part.
Crawford into the lane with the right. Dips his shoulder, up and in! What a bucket! Isaiah Crawford That's big time.
He started out slow, but Coach Kunkel told us he might be their most valuable player. Watch this now. Watch him take his body right to Anderson, the senior, right through him and finishing at the rim. And again, John, you see the footwork? Everything done without traveling.
It's amazing. There's been so much banging between both of these teams. It is refreshing to see old school basketball tonight. That's the 4th foul on Anderson.
We saw how good the sportsmanship's been tonight, too.
Under 1 minute to play. Louisiana Tech up by 6, and here comes Lofton. All alone. Jam it home, big fella. Jam it home.
Put a little peanut butter on that jam.
Rawls with the quick answer for Western Kentucky. Lead is down to 6 with 44.8 to play. Who is this kid? I'm loving him.
March basketball.
Oh.
It's March 25th. A year ago, we had no basketball. We got it now. Hallelujah. Feet to his size, sending it in. And he's not the only big man that's played at this school. There have been a few others before that who've had great freshman years.
Louisiana Tech has made 4 of their last 5 field goals to try to close out this ball game. You see the list of great big men at Louisiana Tech. Are we ready to put him on this list with Malone and Millsap?
Not yet.
Okay,
Not yet.
okay,
No.
I'm just checking.
Yep.
I'm just checking. But he's only a freshman.
Well, I love the way he plays, but we're talking about a Hall of Famer and an All-Star in Paul Millsap, who is the only player in college history to lead the country in rebounding 3 straight years. But no, great tradition, and the kid is a terrific freshman.
So Rawls will foul Crawford. That is now the 7th team foul in Western Kentucky. So Crawford will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
You know, this is a young man who halfway through last season tore his ACL. That's why he's played with that brace all year. But it has not affected his intensity and his value to this basketball team.
Knocks down both free throws. So the lead is up to 8 with 33.1 seconds to play.
Little zone now by Louisiana Tech. Little 1-3-1.
Anderson, 3, it goes. Quick timeout by Rick Stansberry. I mean, what's great about the NIT is that both teams here tonight want this so bad. Just listen to this. Congratulations by his teammates, and then there's a proud papa.
Senior.
That's my son. My son.
Yeah, that's why we call him Junior, because I'm senior.
That's right.
Now, if you're Western Kentucky, you're going to set that press up. I mentioned reasonably good foul shooting team by Louisiana Tech, although Crawford, the one guy who's made big plays tonight, has struggled at the foul line. So if you can foul him, he would be a guy I would put on the line. But these guards are all in the 70s.
This is the 3rd time these teams are meeting this season. Each game has been a battle, and this one certainly did not disappoint.
It's been this way all year long in Conference USA. One of the most competitive leagues in the country.
Shout out to Conference USA for putting on this incredible venue here at the NIT in Frisco, Texas.
No doubt about it.
Great job by the conference.
They've got 3 teams in postseason. North Texas acquitted themselves really well with the win over Purdue.
So Isaiah Crawford will inbound for Louisiana Tech with 25.7 seconds left. Bassie will come back into the game. He'll guard the play deep. You see the Bulldogs in this stack set. Ledoux trying to fake out Frampton. Here they go. Out of the pack.
Oh boy.
And Rawls almost had the turnover.
Now, the good thing about this for Western Kentucky is now Louisiana Tech cannot run the baseline, and they're going to get this ball in the deep corner. I think they're checking the clock right now to make sure the right time went off.
Okay. So a timeout by head coach Eric Conkle. Wants to make sure his guys know they can't run the baseline, make sure they inbound this one cleanly. Also let them know we have timeouts remaining. I mean, Fran, first time being back in the building for a basketball game. We've had 4 fantastic basketball games here in the NIT for the quarterfinals. What a way to celebrate March basketball.
No question, John. Hey, there aren't many teams left playing. 16 in the NCAA. You know, we had 8 today. We'll have 4 by Saturday. And it's been such a crazy year. With everything we've been through, we're just celebrating. Fun basketball.
All right, let's take a look at the bracket here in the NIT, what it looks like as they did put 0.3 of a second back on the clock. This is the final quarterfinal game in this NIT. All right, maybe we won't take a look at the bracket. 25.4 to go here. Louisiana Tech up by 5. Crawford cannot move on the baseline. We'll inbound. Needs some help, gets to Archibald. He is trapped, and there's the turnover. Frampton from 3.
Oh, they had their chance.
They had it. That was their chance.
Didn't foul. Now they did. How about
Xavier
that?
Christian pulls down the rebound, but you can't ask for a better look for Luke Frampton. All right, here's a look at the bracket now. Colorado State and Memphis square off on the top side in the semifinals. That'll be Saturday, noon Eastern on ESPN. And then Mississippi State waiting for the winner of our ball game. That'll be Saturday at 3 Eastern.
Remember how Louisiana Tech started this NIT with a win over the Ole Miss Rebels. Can you imagine if they knock off the state of Mississippi in this tournament? You know, I'm going to save this for Saturday because we don't have an outcome just yet. But the only difference between Eric Conkle and Grant McCaslin, great coach at North Texas, Paul Mills at ORU, Jeff Bowles at Ohio U, they're all rising stars. Eric just hasn't won it in the NCAA yet. They're mid-major guys on the way up. This guy is a tremendous basketball coach.
Big free throws by Christian. 7-point lead. Bassie from downtown. Anderson can't get the putback to go, and that'll be it. Louisiana Tech will run out the clock. And the Bulldogs advance to the semifinals. Our final score, 72-65 over Western Kentucky. Fran, what a fun day of basketball.
Well, we thought it would be, John. These teams wanted to be in the NIT. They all played like it. A couple teams are going home unhappy, obviously. But Louisiana Tech, Mississippi State, that should be fun. And then we're going to see Penny Hardaway and that great Tiger defense play against Colorado State, a team that's having one of its great seasons in the history of Colorado State.
Nothing to be ashamed of for Western Kentucky. They put up a valiant effort. Bassey, he had a great night, 15 points. Rawls had 20 points. So for the Hilltoppers, this ends their season, but they had a good run.
They did. Heartbreaking loss in Conference USA's tournament. They wanted to play in the NIT. It didn't go the way they wanted. But this guy, we get to see him on Saturday. Kenny Lofton Jr. Jr. was cooking tonight.
I know he was the freshman of the year in Conference USA, but I really feel like March is where stars are born, and his star is rising right now. That kid is fun to watch. Once again, our final here in the quarterfinal of the NIT. Louisiana Tech, 72-65 over Western Kentucky. Ledoux with 20 points. What a night. For Fran Fraschilla, all of our incredible crew here at ESPN, I'm John Schriffen. So long from Frisco, Texas.